hello, who is this? Can I help you? Hey, what can I do for you?
Open the door! Hey, what are you doing?
Oh. Hey. What the f is that? Oh my god, no way. No. That's a dog.
It's an eerie place. I mean, look at it. Oh, in the mist.
I've just heard gunshots.
Meet Moe Sargi, a well-known YouTuber who runs a self-titled channel focused on exploring everything from abandoned cabins to remote forests. On April 25th, 2025, he set out on what he described as a simple solo trip. The goal was to test his new e-bike, explore a few trails, and possibly camp overnight. It didn't take long for the trip to shift off course.
Into that fresh patch of snow. Here goes nothing, mama. Whoa! What the heck? That is crazy. I literally thought I would have fallen.
The trails were uneven and covered in puddles that appeared shallow, but weren't. His feet quickly became soaked and cold, and he considered ending the trip early. Still, he continued searching for a campsite. Each location he checked was muddy, flooded, or unusable. After several failed attempts, he left the area and headed toward a different location known as the Haunted Doll Forest. When he arrived, little had changed since his previous visit.
Yo. All right, we got some dolls here. All over the trees there. The creepy ones. Oh my god, I cannot believe they're still here after all these years. And the extra creepy ones are just back down this way. Whoa. Look at this. Back to the creepy dolls. If you've missed my doll forest series in the past, I've done a lot of videos out here. And there's just so many freaking creepy dolls. Like, look at this. And this. And this. So many of them.
The dolls weren't confined to the trees. They appeared in other places as well.
It's always a creepy time when you're walking in the forest and you find legs of another doll. And more parts of a doll. Freaking creepy. Yeah. This one over here. Oh. Whoa. Holy.
Soon after, he heard a strange sound carry through the forest.
Hey. What the f is that? Hello? Did that sound like a dog? Or was that a coyote? Hello? I hate this place. Like, I genuinely hate this place. Yeah, that just sounded like a dog or something.
It wasn't a howl, and it didn't resemble a typical scream. It was sharper, more abrupt, like a distant bark. Uneasy, he returned to his campsite and began preparing dinner. That's when he felt it, the sense that something nearby was watching.
Yo guys, I think I'm being stalked by an animal. What is that? Oh, what is that? Oh, it's a porcupine. That's a big one. Yo, I've never seen one in real life. Yeah, I seen something like heading my way. I was kind of laying down, waiting for that fire to calm down. And I seen something heading my way. And at first I thought it was like a little black bear or something. But then I'm like, what the hell is that thing?
Later that night, after a porcupine passed through the area, Moe stepped out again to look around. The uneasy feeling persisted. Then he noticed something that made him stop.
I don't see any logs. I just see a lot of like tiny what the fuck is that? Shh. What are you? Shh. Animal. There's something there. That's an animal, right? Like that is... I am seeing an animal. That's an animal. There's something there. It's not moving. What is that? Oh, what the f***? Oh. Ew. Oh my god. What the f*** is that? Yeah, I just heard some coyotes. Something smells really bad over there. Oh, what the f*** is this? Oh my god. No. Oh my god, no way. No. That's a dog.
A body lay on the ground, as though it had been left there recently. When he leaned closer to examine it, blood transferred onto the stick he was holding.
Oh, you poor thing. Ew, it's missing its face. Oh, it's decapitated. What the f***? Jesus Christ. Now it makes sense why we heard a dog screaming earlier. Holy shit. There's like dark on it. But then there's a head. Oh no, that is a dog. That's disgusting. What the f***, man? Why? Like, what would compel someone to do such a f***ed up?
In that moment, he reconsidered the sound he had heard earlier. It likely hadn't been a coyote. Whatever had happened seemed recent, and whoever or whatever was responsible had left the remains in the open. At that point, he decided to leave.
I'm packing my man. I'm already tired as f***. Like all day I've been at this. Biking, hiking, making a fort. I'm just exhausted, and now this just messed up my brain. I feel so bad. Like, guys, you guys know me. I don't have like a dog, but I love animals. You know, I used to have cats and shit. Dogs, they're like our friends. You know what I mean? Like, why would somebody want to hurt a dog? I'm sorry. I can't continue this. I can't do this. Like, I don't have it in me to camp out here tonight knowing someone was here and they decapitated a animal. And we caught the sound of it on camera when we were at the dolls earlier. That's just too much. That's where I draw the line. I'm gonna pack my shit up.
He packed his gear, scanning the tree line as he walked back to the parking lot. His focus was clear. It was time to go. This video features Sydney, the solo traveler behind the YouTube channel Sydney State of Mind. Since April of the previous year, she has been traveling across America in her SUV, sharing road trip advice, quiet moments, and the freedom that comes with life on the road. Her content typically highlights scenic landscapes and positive solo travel experiences, but not every trip unfolds as expected. On September 22nd, 2024, while camping in the remote wilderness of southeast Missouri, the tone shifted. After a long day of driving, she arrived at a secluded campsite she had chosen for the night. The day had been calm and scenic, just as she had hoped. But upon arrival, something felt different. The atmosphere seemed tense, subtle, but noticeable. Trusting her instincts, Sydney decided not to stay.
So apparently there's spots like at the end of this road right here. Well, it's supposed to be down this road. This all just looks really spooky. Okay, so basically the issue is that I was supposed to turn down that road down there, and there's a giant tree in front of it, and it looks really creepy and unkept. It's supposed to storm. I'm basically in a hurricane. I'm in like hurricane weather right now. And I have a feeling that if I stay this far deep in the woods, a bunch of branches are gonna fall and block me when I want to leave tomorrow. So I think I might just camp at the fire tower.
Rather than ignore the feeling, she chose to prioritize safety and search for another location before dark. As daylight faded, she reminded herself that flexibility is part of solo travel. Eventually, she selected a second site. It wasn't ideal, but she committed to staying and tried not to let the earlier unease define the night. What she didn't yet realize was that the situation would continue to escalate.
I'm making Spam. I've only had it one other time in my life. The only time I've had Spam was on a ski weekend with people from my college, and this girl made Spam. Well, this is only a tad creepy. I feel like I'm attracting all the bears. I'm actually really scared of the whole bear thing right now. I don't know what I was thinking. This was so smelly. I should not have made dinner.
A new concern surfaced. She was deep in bear territory. The smell of the food she had just prepared, which had felt comforting moments earlier, now seemed like a potential risk. Ordinary sounds carried more weight in the dark. A snapping twig or distant rustle drew her attention immediately. She worked to stay calm, relying on the safety practices she had learned over time. Still, the discomfort persisted. The unfamiliar setting felt increasingly isolating. One question repeated in her mind: should she remain there overnight?
Actually, I'm very freaked out. Putting my oven away, my stove away. This is just gonna be dirty in my car. I have this plate of food and I need to eat it, but I'm so scared. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to eat as much as I can, and I think I might move to a campsite like over there and just get up in the morning and leave early. I'm almost like about to shake. I'm so scared, but I need to eat. Okay, I'm checking to see if there's even a place to like pull in. You're probably like, wow, that made such a difference in where you're camping before. Well, I don't know. I'm just spooked. I'm spooked. So moving my campsite, even if it is like just 50 yards, 30 yards, whatever, makes me feel a bit better.
Ultimately, Sydney chose to move into her vehicle. The decision brought some relief. The scent of food was no longer exposed, and the SUV provided a physical barrier from the surrounding woods. Even so, the tension remained. Every sound outside kept her alert, and the possibility of a bear encounter stayed in the back of her mind. Eventually, fatigue took over. She fell asleep inside the vehicle. When morning light filtered through the trees, she woke up unharmed. The night, however, left an impression. Whether it was caution or instinct, her decision to listen to her surroundings shaped the outcome. In remote wilderness settings, awareness can make all the difference. Bahiza is known for building a successful YouTube channel focused on online business, particularly e-commerce and dropshipping, along with documenting personal experiments and projects. On February 1st, 2026, he applied that same hands-on approach to a different kind of challenge. He set out in search of a quiet, snow-covered landscape, planning a self-sufficient camping trip inside his car. What was meant to be a peaceful retreat would quickly turn into a fight for safety. To prepare, he modified his vehicle for winter camping. He lowered the sleeping platform to create more headroom, upgraded the battery for cold weather reliability, installed an interior trunk release, and arranged the space to function as a compact living and seating area. Once the setup was complete, he headed out, expecting a comfortable night in the snow.
Car's been off for about 20-30 minutes and it is getting pretty cold. So for my heating solution, I've purchased this Korean butane powered heating device that a lot of people on the internet recommended. It's actually like fully Korean. There's not a lick of English on here. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little sussed out with butane burning inside of a car. So I'm gonna use it sparingly and only when I'm awake. It's getting nice and toasty in here, so I think it's time for dinner.
Honestly, more comfortable to cook in here than I thought it would be. Plenty of space on this countertop and more than enough room for me to move around.
And just the energy that I'll need to cook up the main course.
Before cooking, He placed insulated window covers for warmth and privacy, leaving the front windows slightly cracked with mesh screens to allow airflow while keeping insects out. With everything organized, he prepared his meal and later spent time reading. The stillness of the snowy surroundings felt reassuring. Eventually, he turned off the lights and went to sleep, expecting a calm night. Instead, the quiet shifted.
Hey! Hello, who is this? Can I help you? Hey! What can I do for you?
Open the door!
How may I help you?
Open the door!
I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Hey, what are you doing?
He was abruptly awakened when a stranger approached the vehicle and demanded that he open the door. Bahiza attempted to remain calm and communicate, but the individual became aggressive, pounding on the windows and shining a flashlight inside. Recognizing the danger, he started the engine to leave. The attacker escalated the situation, striking the glass and ripping away the mesh screen. A window shattered, sending glass into the car and causing minor injuries, including a cut near his eye.
2 weeks since this happened, and my heart rate still goes through the roof anytime I watch this back. What you can't really see in this video is that the car that drives up and starts honking actually first fully blocks in my car. Someone comes out of the car with a flashlight, fully just blinding me, so I can't really see what's going on outside. And if you remember, my windows are cracked open, so I try to speak to him and he's just not responding. It's dead silence. He then suddenly starts banging on the window, yelling at me to open the door. He even goes for the handle of the door. And man, once I heard the aggression in his voice, my heart just fully sank. I realized that this was not a friendly encounter, so I reached around from the back and started up the car. I slide in the driver's seat. He gets even more aggressive, starts banging on all my windows, continues yelling at me to open the door. At this point, it got a lot colder, so the snow underneath the car is more frozen. My wheels are spinning in place, not catching traction. He's still blinding me with his flashlight. He aggressively rips off my mesh bug net, keeps banging the window harder and harder until he fully breaks it in, and I'm showered with shards of glass in my face. And praise the Lord Almighty, right at this point, my wheels catch traction and there's just enough of an angle there where I can squeeze past his car, get around him, and get myself out of there. You can see my left eye rapidly blinking here. It was blurry the entire way home, and after getting it checked out, it appears that some of the glass had scratched through my eyeball. I've been going through treatment for that, and I can now see more clearly, which is pretty great. Now, I have no idea what this guy's intentions could have been. My mind goes to maybe he lived in the area, saw my car, thought I was up to no good, but then why block me in and smash through my window instead of just talking to me?
In a critical moment, he managed to maneuver past the other vehicle and escape. The encounter left him shaken, both physically and emotionally. Had his tires lost traction on the snow, or had he hesitated even briefly, the outcome could have been far worse. Though he got away, the uncertainty of the stranger's intentions remained. The experience served as a reminder that while solo travel offers independence and solitude, it also carries real and unpredictable risks. On that night, survival came down to awareness, instinct, and the ability to act without delay. On January 26, 2025, he ventured deep into the woods to camp and recount the legend of Lady Sibyl, the witch said to have made a pact with the devil. The forest was unusually still, no birds, no movement in the trees. A dense mist hung low, weaving through the trunks and muting the landscape.
I haven't been out for that long. Whew. And I can feel it. Ah, little pudding. We haven't got your briefcase thing, do we? Come here. Stop running about. Hello?
As night fell, the stillness gave way to unease. Then a single gunshot broke the silence. He stopped immediately, trying to determine the source. It could have been a hunter, but in that moment, it was impossible to know.
I don't know if I just caught that, but I'm pretty sure I've just heard gunshots.
The fog thickened, reducing visibility. Soon after, he noticed intermittent flashes of light in the distance. They shifted between the trees, appearing and disappearing. It was unclear whether they were reflections, headlamps, or something else entirely.
So he didn't want me here for my safety, but as you can hear, there's no wildlife in here. Although there might be a white door in here somewhere. That corner of my eye. Down there, look. Don't know if it were eye shine or a torch down there. Oh, I don't like this. Oh no, I'm stuck. Oh, you shit me up then, mate. Look, you can't see out in front of you, mate.
The landowner had previously mentioned that people hunted in the area. Still, the timing and movement of the lights felt unusual. Another flash appeared, closer than before.
Right, let's see if we can find a path to get out of here. Mate, you're heavy, you are. She weighs more than my backpack. Really want to know what that shine was down there. Whether it's a torch. Like I say, I've heard gunshots earlier, so. Don't want to be getting shot, do I? And I especially don't want to be running in to the landowner again, because he will not be happy that I'm back in here on the night time.
He chose not to wait. Gathering his equipment, he moved quickly through the dark forest. The mist and limited visibility made each step deliberate. Even as he neared the edge of the woods, the sounds carried behind him, distant gunshots echoing through the night.
It's just not worth risking it. I had a bad feeling about tonight anyway. I've an old rugby injury flared up this morning as I'm about to go out on a camp, and see, I start hearing stuff, but then when I stop and I breathe like that, I can't see out. Yeah, and Fendi's back legs, but we managed to climb up.
Lady Siebel had made a pact to remain bound to that land forever. On November 6th, 2021, a solo traveler from the Lady Bugout Channel parked her van beside a quiet lake in Oklahoma. The weather had been clear. The wind moving through the trees created a steady background sound, one she usually found calming.
This is gonna be an awesome night. I'm here for a couple nights, heading up north again. It's cooler by the lake here. I'm in Oklahoma, and just wanted to show you guys what I get to enjoy for the next couple days. If I could park right up inside something like this, it's my favorite. I love when pine creates this little bed and no brush, but it's very soft. I'm so grateful for days like this, the wind, the trees, the wind through the trees. Nothing invigorates me more or refreshes me more than to have days like this. So I'm very, Very thankful.
Without warning, a sharp siren pierced the night. It was a tornado alert. Her phone confirmed the warning, and radar showed the storm system directly overhead. Within moments, the calm evening gave way to a serious and uncertain situation.
There's a tornado warning.
The wind intensified, pushing hard against the van. She remained inside but became increasingly aware of how isolated she was. Nearby tent campers began packing up and leaving the area, adding to her concern.
So there was a severe thunderstorm warning, tornado warning issued just a minute ago. Not sure what to do in this situation, actually. I thought that somebody would come around. The tent campers hightailed it out of here in the motorcycle. And so I am just going to go to a spot that I'm not so open because I'm very much in the open. So there's little lights that you see in the distance there. That is the bathroom shelter. I was outside of a clearing of trees that was near the water, which was a beautiful place to be, but I literally was the only thing out in this clearing and it did not feel safe. So I wanted to get to a place where I felt a little more sheltered.
She decided to relocate to a small concrete building she had noticed earlier. From there, she waited out the storm, awake and alert as it moved through. The most severe conditions passed relatively quickly, but the experience stayed with her. What unsettled her most was how rapidly the situation developed and how little time she had to prepare.
Warmer air is right at the front, and that was when the sirens went off. I looked at the radar and it was right over us. So I think it was just to alert us that there could be possible tornadoes and to watch for them and to be awake. So this is something that I thought I'd show because I have talked about other situations of preparedness, and weather preparedness is something that I haven't covered, mainly because I try to stay out of weather like this. And I did. I checked the radar and it said that this front wasn't moving in until much later today. It's about 2:30 in the morning right now, and the weather alert was issued at 1 a.m., 12:55 or something like that. Right when the sirens went off, I looked outside and it was very still. I didn't see anything. So that's when I just started scurrying around and packing up. And yeah, I think at the most it took me 3 minutes.
It was a reminder that the greatest risks on the road are not always visible in advance. And that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, leaving a like helps support the channel. Subscribe if you'd like to see more documented encounters in future uploads.